Hello friends, my name is Evgeny, I'm from Ukraine. I'm watching my video using this service, since my pronunciation of the English language does not allow me to do it myself. Thanks for understanding.
The 356th day of the war between Russia and Ukraine continues. Let's look at the main events over the past day. In the Donetsk direction, according to the General Staff of Ukraine, the geography of the offensive actions of the Russians has not changed. These are Bakhmut, Avdiivka and Novopavlivsk sectors. The reports of the General Staff speak of a repulsed attack on the Kramatorsk sector in the area of the settlement of Bilohorivka. In the Bakhmut sector, Russian attacks were repulsed in the areas of Fedorivka, Paraskoviivka and Bakhmut. Meanwhile, the armed forces of Ukraine denied the capture of Krasna Gora near Bakhmut by Russian troops, CNN reports. The Russian Defense Ministry announced the capture of the village yesterday. Earlier this was also claimed in the Wagner PMC. This is not true, Sergei Cherevaty, a spokesman for Ukraine's Eastern Group, told CNN, noting that fighting continues there. In my personal opinion, the statements of Sergei Cherevaty are very similar to the situation with Soledar. Unfortunately, we know the outcome very well. Also, British intelligence reports that over the past 3 days, Wagner PMC forces have made little progress around the northern outskirts of Bakhmut, including in the village of Krasna Gora. According to British intelligence, organized Ukrainian defense continues in the area. Meanwhile, the military commander of the Ukrainian army with the call sign Magyar reported yesterday that there is not a single safe route from Bakhmut. The entrance is through Romovi. This is the road north of the Kostiantynivka-Bakhmut highway, which is also under fire, Magyar said. Krom is located at the exit from Bakhmut to Chasiv Yar, and the Russians did not physically reach this road, but took it under fire control. According to him, the most difficult battles are going on the northern flank from Krasna Gora in the direction of Sloviansk, but the enemy has been stopped. In the east and south of the city of Bakhmut, there are prolonged fierce battles, but the armed forces of Ukraine did not retreat a meter in a day, Magyar said. Let me remind you that yesterday the entrance to Bakhmut was closed for civilians, including volunteers. To get into the city you need to have a special pass. According to Magyar, this is a positive moment, since fewer people began to come and the military can more easily defend the city. Also, according to him, units of the regular Russian army came to the aid of the Wagner PMC units, which suffered heavy losses, after which shelling of the city from multiple launch rocket systems intensified. Friends, as you can see, there have been very few views on the channel lately, which is why I have practically no income. If you have the opportunity to support me financially, I will be very grateful. Thank you. Meanwhile, the New York Times published an article that the order for the volunteers to leave Bakhmut could be a prelude to the withdrawal of Ukrainian forces. The ban on volunteers could mean a prelude to the withdrawal of Ukrainian troops, although the Ukrainian military insists they retain control of the city, can resupply troops and can evaluate their wounded. The newspaper notes that the decision to close access to the city for volunteers suggests that the Ukrainian military cannot protect even areas of the city that for several months were considered relatively safe, for example, areas on the western bank of the Bakhmutka River, which are further from Russian strikes. Artillery. This is another sign that Russian troops are getting closer to taking the city, concludes the New York Times. Assessing the battlefield on Monday, the Rakhan Consulting Analytical Group based in Poland noted the Russian forces wedging into Bakhmut from the north and south in recent days and said that the city could be taken as early as this week, the publication says. Also, the United States does not rule out that Ukrainian forces may retreat from Bakhmut, the White House said. At the same time, they said that the final decision is made by Kyiv. While the West is talking about the possible imminent capture of Bakhmut by the Russians, the curator of the Wagner PMC, Prigozhin, says, commenting on information about the encirclement of Ukrainian troops in the north of Bakhmut, that the city will not be taken in the near future. I don't understand where information about the encirclement comes from. In all directions, the Ukrainian army is becoming more active, pulling up more and more reserves. Every day, From 300 to 500 new fighters approach Bakhmut in all directions. Artillery fire intensifies every day, says Prigozhin. According to him, around the city heavy battles are going on. Bakhmut will not be taken tomorrow because there is heavy resistance and grinding. The meat grinder is working. In order for the meat grinders to work properly, it is impossible to suddenly take it and start celebrating the holiday. There will be no holiday in the near future, says Prigozhin. There was also a video from the Ukrainian military in which he reports that Bakhmut remains under the control of the Ukrainian armed forces, but Russian troops are pressing from different directions. The city is under the control of the armed forces of Ukraine. It is very difficult, very difficult. The enemy is pressing hard from different directions. The forces that the guys are giving away now are priceless, the military man says in the video. In the south of Bakhmut, according to the Ukrainian military, they managed to push the enemy back from the Kostiantynivka-Bakhmut road, although it remains under Russian fire control. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe to the channel, and please leave comments. It helps in promoting the channel. Thank you.